As long as you have a new attack, you can also have a new defense mechanism.
Tell me a bit more about what VKey does and what is VKey's unique selling point.
So VKey is a mobile security company. We are based in Singapore, but we do worldwide business, especially Southeast Asia, where many of the banks are already using us. So we provide mobile security with a unique thing, which is our virtual secure element. So this is like a virtual smart card, which provides the isolation for the keys, for authentication and so on. Any of the banking apps, such as DBS, UOB, which are our customers, they will then have a virtual smart card within the app that can help them to provide application protection, as well as user authentication and eKYC and many other things.
There's a lot of talks about moving away from passwords and obviously into biometrics. What are some of the gaps they're seeing in the market and how VKey is trying to address those gaps?
Many banks are still using passwords. That's because of legacy reasons. They have been using password all the time. But they have added like two-factor authentication. Many banks are actually still using SMS OTP, as well as secure tokens, like soft tokens. Can be OTP-based, can be PKI-based. So what we are seeing as a gap in the market is that although people want to move away from SMS OTP, they still don't find a technology that can replace all the passwords. So what we do as a next generation authentication technology is to go passwordless. And we have this new function called VKey ID. Okay, that is a universal digital identity that's based on the face. Okay, so you can just simply use your face to log in, even when you have a new device, and without also fear of any account takeover. Most biometric technology, especially face biometrics, they will store the facial information as a template on the server side. What we do, instead of most other biometrics, we only process the face in the phone. Okay, so the face will never go to the server side. But what is also unique to us is the way we process the face. So we convert the face into a private key, and then we use a private key to authenticate the user to the server side. And he can always change to a different phone, even between iOS and Android and vice versa. He can use the same face, he will generate the same private key, and he can authenticate himself. What we do in VKey is to make sure that we have a very strong foundation in terms of how we do cryptography. Okay, so we use the hardware secure element or the smart card chip that you see in all the credit cards nowadays as a model in which we then formulate our software version. So basically, a hardware secure element is a processor that's able to isolate the processing of the keys so that from the outside, there's no way for you to observe and monitor what the key is. And we call that the virtual secure element. And that is able to then provide the isolation or the sandbox in which you can do your cryptographic processing.
Banks' point of view, right? What do they need to do in terms of, do they need to change a certain part of the infrastructure, or do they need to install a certain thing in order to kind of accept this kind of authentication method?
One of the key things that they want to look out for is simplicity in terms of integration. So we have designed VKey ID such that it's only one API. You integrate the SDK into the app, but you just have to worry about how to call that one API. And with a single API, you can also do transaction signing as well. So because the face is now converted into a key, right? So you can use the private key to sign your transactions.
There's also concern about deepfakes. Has VKey already kind of addressed that concern?
Besides using AI to get the essential features of the face so that we can transform that into a private key, we also use AI to then go against deepfakes. So we do the liveness check. In fact, it's a passive liveness check. It doesn't require the user to have different flashing of lights or turning the face. Yeah, all you need to do is to look at the screen and you can do the liveness check. And of course, it's sort of an arms race between deepfake as well as AI trying to counter deepfake. But software is something that can be dynamically changed. As long as you have a new attack, you can also have a new defense mechanism.